ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नामिने गौरत्विषे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले सोऽयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। भक्तिः पूर्वैषिता तां तु रसं पश्येत् यदा दधीः तं नौमि सततं रूपो नाम प्रियजनं हरेः। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। First of all, I offer my humble pranams to Guru Varga, Goswamis, Mahaprabhu and Sri Radha Krishna. Then I offer my pranams to the listeners who are listening this audio on this auspicious occasion of Rup Goswami's disappearance festival day. This is Hari Priya Das. I have been asked by the Vaishnavas to glorify Rup Goswami for about 15 to 20 minutes. So, to my best of knowledge and ability that I have received from Guru Vargas, I will try to establish some part of Rup Goswami's many glories. As I spoke a verse in Mangalacharan, Bhakti purve shrita tam tu rasam pasyet yadatadhi tam nomi shatatam rupa nama priyajanam hare. This is a verse written by Sri Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur in his famous book Madhurya Kadambini. There in Mangalacharan, first he prays to Sri Mahaprabhu. After that, he is praying to Sri Rupa Goswami. And in that verse, he has established the speciality of Rupa Goswami among all the acharyas. The general meaning of this verse is like this. Bhakti purve shrita. This bhakti has been taken shelter by the Purvacharyas. So many devotee Purvacharyas, they have all taken the shelter of Sri Bhakti Devi. Bhakti purvaihi shita tam tu rasham pashyet yadatadhi. And that bhakti, which was not being seen as bhakti ras before, but now that bhakti is being seen as bhakti ras. Tam naumi shatatam rupam. By whose mercy, by whose intelligence, these now nowadays people are seeing that bhakti as bhakti ras. His name is Sri Rupa Goswami. Tam Naomi Shatatam Rupa Nama Priya Janam Hare. His name is Sri Rup, and he is so dear to Sri Hari and Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I bow down to him. This is the Mangalacharan verse, second Mangalacharan verse in Madhuri Kadambini. And in this verse, Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has established this speciality of Sri Rupa Goswami. I would just give some history about this, what Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is trying to say, and what he is trying to establish in this verse, that glory of Sri Rupa Goswami. The word ras, probably we all know a lot about this word ras. This word ras does appear in Upanishads also, in Purans also, and in Sahitya also, Sahitya literature. So many acharyas, they have dealt the science of ras, and among them, the prime acharya, the first acharya, who is considered the Muni or the Rishi regarding the Ras Tattva, his name is Acharya Bharat. You all know about the dance, Bharatnatyam dance. This Acharya Bharat, he has written a book about the drama, and that is called Bharatnatya Shastram. And in that, he has given the formula of ras, aphorism of ras. He gives in detail how to do drama and how to what are the intricate rules of that. But the ras is the part of drama. Ras is the main purpose of the drama. So he dealt with this word ras. There, he defines ras as विभावानुभाव विभावानुभाव व्यभिचारी संयोगाद रस निष्पत्ति. The general meaning of this statement is vibhav, anubhav, and vyabhichari bhav. When these three combine with sthai bhav, then ras is produced, ras is realized. This is a general statement that he has written in Bharatnatya Shastram. Since Acharya Bharat, there have been many great acharyas who tried to expound the meaning of this statement. Here, ras is something which appears in the heart, and that is very pleasing, and we all hanker for that, because that book is exclusively for drama purpose. So he is mainly dealing with the drama, and we know we watch drama because by watching the drama we feel pleasure in our heart, and that feeling of pleasure is called ras. The ras of science is a very intricate mechanism, and those acharyas have given different perspectives for each and every word that we hear in this aphorism. What is sanyog? What is nispatti? Many ideas are there. It's not my purpose to go in that detail of mechanism. Our purpose is to differentiate how they dealt with the ras, bhakti, and where do we stand by saying bhakti ras. We have many types of emotions in our heart, and among those emotions, there is there are few emotions which are very prominent, and that emotion which are very prominent, it these emotions, they reach that particular level where it becomes pleasurable, and for that pleasure we all see drama or we listen literature. Anger, fear, uh, harshness, hate, strangeness. There are so many emotions that appear in our heart, but all these emotions do not reach to that state where it can be released. To release is ras. Among these feelings, those feelings who are able to achieve that state, they are called sthai bhav. And the rest others, they become subsidiary, but they help those primary emotions, sthai bhavs, to reach that level. And this is the way that ras is formed in our heart. Sthai bhav is a word which has not been devised by Sri Rupa Goswami. Rather, it's coming from since Acharya Bharat, and this is used in the Sahitya or literature very much. But we find there is some confusion about the Sthai Bhav also. We say permanent sentiment, but this Das would like to say that instead of permanent sentiment, if we say stable sentiment, then there will not be any confusion. Because by saying permanent, we relate it to the Jivatma, which is a little bit incorrect. Sthai means stable. During this mechanism of formation of ras, that bhav, that sentiment, which remains always present there, which is established there, which remains established, that is called sthai bhav. Permanency regarding to the mechanism of ras is not related to permanency with respect to the jiva. That's why every person has many sthai bhav. That's why we release so many ras while seeing a picture or listening literature. So we should improve this meaning of sthai bhav. That sthai means permanent regarding the mechanism of ras. That bhav which is stable, that emotion which remains present as a super bhav throughout the process. And Acharya Bharat, he said that in drama there are 8 rasas, and the names of these rasas in Sanskrit are Shringar, Hasya, Karun, Rodra, Veer, Bhayanak, Bivats, and Adbhut. And corresponding to these 8 types of releasing, there are 8 sthai bhavs, and their name are Rati, Hash, Shok, Krodh, Utsaha, Bhay, Jugupsa, and Vishmay. These 8 bhavs are principal bhavs, and they reach the stage of releasement. Other so many bhavs that appear in our heart, they are just assisting these 8 bhavs to reach there. We do accept Bharat Muni as the primeval Acharya of Rastattva. Goswamis, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, they have written this. We follow the school of Bharat, definitely. we differ in the number of rasas. As we know, we have 12 rasas, and Bharat Muni is saying 8 rasas. He is saying one more ras about uh, Vairagya ras. Rather, I would say Shant ras. The name of ras is Shant, and the Sthai bhav of that ras is Nirved, which is Vairagya. So, altogether, if we say Bharat Muni has established only 9 rasas, while we are saying 12 rasas, Rupa Goswami is the first Acharya who has established the 12 rasas. But this is not our topic at present. What we have to see is there are so many sentiments, as I have taken the names of those sentiments. There is some sentiment towards our worshipable devatas also. And the Sahitics, they considered, they accepted our emotion to our worshipable devatas. But according to them, that emotion towards our devatas cannot be considered as a sthai bhav, because that sentiment never goes to the degree of releasement. So that is simple a bhav, that is not a sthai bhav. Like so many other bhavs, the emotion towards our worshipable devatas, they also fall in the category of some kind of bhav only. It can become a Vyabhichari bhav, but it can never become a sthai bhav, which with the help of other bhavs reaches to the degree of releasement. Here, the role of Rupa Goswami comes in the picture. We do not clash with the signs of ras established by the Sahitics, because the ras that they are realizing, they are dealing with, that is Lokik ras. We have no conflict with them. We have only problem that because their devotion to their devatas do not reach that state, never reach that state, because they are so poor in the devotional field of devotion, that their emotion can reach up to that state. Rupa Goswami has not crossed that, rather he has completely left that field. We are not dealing with the ras described in the Sahitya Shastra. Rather, we are dealing with the ras that is something beyond this material nature. And in that field, the object of our worship, he himself is beyond material nature. Anything that is connected with him is beyond material nature. So the Sahitics, if they say that the emotion towards worshipable devata can never reach the state of ras, then we do not accept it. Here is our conflict. In general, whatever they say, that is correct, but their ras is Lokik ras, despite the fact that they, with their logics, they try to establish that ultimately ras is alokik. Okay, that's fine in their field, but we all together differ from them, because while experiencing this ras, there is no role of material nature. So something that Rupa Goswami established is untouched by those Sahitics. There are so many intricate things how the rasa is established, how rasa is alokik. But we do not fall in that category. The Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is saying that Purvacharyas, Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, Jayadev Goswami, Bilmangal Thakur, they did relish the bhakti ras. But as a science, bhakti ras was not present before Mahaprabhu. It was Mahaprabhu who ordered Sri Rupa Goswami to establish bhakti as a ras. Bhakti purvaihi shrita, purvaihi purvacharyaihi, Bhakti Devi was taken shelter, but the same Bhakti Devi which was taken shelter by them, now by virtue of Rupa Goswami, we are able to see as Bhakti Ras. And this is not the concoction of Rupa Goswami. As we see Jayadev Goswami's Geet Govind, that's the Rasa Granth. They have released it. But the science of Bhakti Ras that was not present before Rupa Goswami, and Rupa Goswami's contribution is that he established Bhakti as a ras which the other Sahitics, they had denied totally, accepting that this is just a sort of emotion. This cannot reach to the level of realisment. Rather, we say we totally ignore the ras that you are talking about. Even the Shringaras that you are talking about has no connection with the Shringaras that we are talking about. These are two different fields. Our Shringaras is totally non-mundane. This is a prakrit, untouched by material nature. Your Shringaras is totally mundane. So there is no comparison here. This is a totally different field. We may accept that Samanya Devatas, emotion towards general demigods, Indra, Varun, Ganesh, etc., that cannot go to the level of ras. But as far as the status of Sri Krishna or the avatars of Vishnu are concerned, the relationship with them or the emotion towards them does reach the state of releasement, show that emotion, that is bhakti, and by that when they release that relationship in so many different ways, that becomes bhakti ras. I have crossed the time limit. I had to make it small. This is a big science of ras. In short, I try to present only one aspect, that what was the status of bhakti before and how Rupa Goswami established it as a bhakti ras. I bow down to Vaishnavas and pray to Rupa Goswami that in any life, if I can release that bhakti ras, so he should be merciful to me regarding this. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.